We welcome you to the show.
We're already filming.
Oh my god.
It's a blooper! Hello, my name is Shivani and this is the Karibokam and this is
Nancy.
Nancy is one of my best friends and also a fellow reader, and she's here today to talk to you. If you have, used to read before and you kind of don't read as much right now, or if you're trying to make reading a habit and you want to basically try and understand how to read more, how do you get yourself into the habit of reading, we are here today with some tips. I want to basically address the elephant in the room, just like this continuum of curly hair and tie-dye. Just want to say it was accidental.
We belong to a cult.
Okay,
That's
fine.
true.
We belong to a cult. I think that's a nicer way to describe it. But yeah, like we've. Why do we? How can we explain the curly hair?
We
It's
belong to a
just-
cult.
Okay, fine. We'll just leave it at that. Don't you have a message for everybody before we start?
Oh yes, if you like the Curly Bookworm, make sure you like it, subscribe and click the alarm button so you get much more of her amazing content.
That is correct. Yes, yes. Well done, messenger. She's such a brand ambassador. Okay, so let's begin with tip number 1, Nancy.
Yes. So tip number 1 is don't judge what you're reading. I think there's a lot of pressure on people to sort of read certain kinds of books, or like the bestsellers or the prize-winning ones, and they may not be your cup of tea. So just pick what you like. It could be crime, it could be maybe you're in the mood for like a romance novel, whatever it is that you like, and read that.
Yeah, and I hate like when people judge like what you're reading, right? Like if there are people in the world who do this thing of like, you read that, you read that, like just stop that. Like just let people read whatever they want to. Don't
Yeah.
like bring your snobbery into like books, which is such a lovely like thing to read, right? Like I know that we all feel like that even when like for content that you watch and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you watch that. Like I get it, but it doesn't matter. Reading is a very personal thing.
Yep.
It's a one-on-one thing, right?
Yep.
And so don't judge yourself. Just read what you enjoy. You don't have to share with anybody if you don't want to, really.
Yeah, and honestly, you can be in the mood for something different today, and it can be something totally different, the next week, and that's totally okay too.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like you want to read, that's what you should be reading.
Yeah, so like especially if you're like trying to get into this habit, don't be like I have to read Harry Potter because everybody talks about it, or I have to start with reading the classics. Please, just please
Yeah, the classics.
read a story that
Yeah.
sounds like appealing to you. If the story sounds exciting, if it sounds appealing, just freaking read it. Like don't let anybody else's judgment come into this, and don't let your own judgment come into this either. Which takes me into my second tip, which is our second tip, which is basically like read according to your mood. I'm a huge mood reader. I will read depending on and basis off of how I'm feeling that day. I have a ton of books that I'm reading at all points of time.
Yeah, she reads many books at one time. I don't do that, she does.
So how my process is that I have a primary book.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a book that I'm reading.
The main one.
The main one, right? Like the OG. So I'm reading that all the time, but there are times when I don't feel like reading it. Like let's say I'm reading a really depressing book or a scary book or a thriller or some shit. I don't want to go to sleep and have those dreams. Sorry, that's not happening. So basically what I do is I will just switch to like a romance
Yeah.
or something really chill, or like a chick flick or like whatever, right? I'll just be like, I want to read something chill sometimes just before I go to sleep, because I don't want to wake up at like 3 in the morning just like freaked out because I've read some, or like really sad. I have sad dreams. Remember how we used to discuss dreams? Like
Yeah.
through college, I would call Nancy and be like, guess what I dreamt about? I have very vivid dreams.
Very, very vivid dreams, and I don't remember anything that I dream of. Like, I have one scene or something that I remember, and she will describe every detail of her dreams. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
so I have to read something more chill before I go to sleep, and so I don't necessarily always read my OG book. And so the reason why this is important for me, and it will be for you too, is that imagine you're not in the mood for something, and then what happens? You just say, okay, like then I'll just watch TV. right? Like you'll never go back to that book because you're not connecting with it in that moment. But if you're reading something else, then you just like you have the option of switching and going into that, and then going back to your OG book whenever you're like feeling the vibe of that. So yeah, that was tip number 2. What's your tip number 3?
Tip number 3 is screw the lists. You know, there are so many lists on social media now on the books that you must read, you know, in your 20s, in your 30s, bestsellers. I mean, there's just so many lists, and then there's never a one size that fits all. So I really feel like the best list for you is a list that you put together basis your interests or what you feel like reading, and that's really the only list that you should follow. So in general, just screw the lists. Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to read the award-winning list. Fuck that shit. Life is too short. If you're reading a book and you don't like it, please shut it. Like just
Yeah.
it's too short. Life is too short. There are many books. There are many stories. There's many things apart from books also to do. Don't waste your time on a bad book. Like just stop reading it. Even if you're like, well, last night for example, I was 90% into a book and I was I just hate this book. Why am I reading
But then
it?
she used it to fall asleep, which is a good tip.
That's correct. Like that's a good tip too. Tip number 4, which is make reading a habit. Make it a habit because like anything that you really want in your life, like you have to put some kind of effort into it. It's not.
That was deep. That really was.
Yeah, I know. I'm biased. But anyway, the point is that like if you really want to do it, if you want to get back into the habit, or if you're trying to develop a habit of reading, just give it some time, like a dedicated amount of time, like every day. Make it a habit. Like for example, just before going to sleep, just when you wake up, or like in the weekend at a certain time or whatever, give it like a half an hour slot. I would say minimum give it 15 minutes because that's how long it takes to kind of get into the vibe. And so give it 15 minutes when you're starting out, and then give it a little more, give it like 20 minutes, give it half an hour. I honestly, like for me, my minimum is half an hour. And I read every night, like she said, like I read every night for at least 30 minutes, and it's not like a hard and fast rule. I know that I enjoy reading for 30 minutes, and so but if you don't build up to that. There are days when I will also read for like 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, and now there are days when I will also read for 15 minutes because I'm so sleepy that I'm just like, okay, but I'm
reading the bad book.
or just like sleeping because I've had a tiring day, and like yeah, so if you don't want to read every day, then read every weekend, but keep that like dedicated time and space for reading, and it will make you a better reader.
Yes. My next tip is actually to share your reading. I think it really helps to sort of have friends who you can sort of discuss the books that you're reading and the ones that you like. I mean, I get all of my tips from the Curly Bookworm. I mean, she knows me, so she recommends the kind of books that I will like, and I've loved every single one of them. So yeah, just follow her and you'll get great reading tips. But also, like if you have other friends who who like reading, talk to them. It'll be great if you can discuss the kind of books that you like and the kind of books that they like, and if there's similarities there, I mean that's like a jackpot really, because I think the best recommendations are really the ones that come from people you know. Yeah, absolutely.
And like a great addition to that is basically if you are on YouTube. I mean, if you're not on YouTube, then I don't know who you are. Like, it's just but I would say,
how are you seeing this then?
Yes, how are you seeing this then? Good point. But basically, social media. Use social media to basically find booktubers or people who bookstagrammers or whatever. People who talk about books. Find them and see and go through a few of them to see whose tastes you're vibing with. And take recommendations from them. And for me, a lot of times when I'm not able to find something that I want to read, or if I'm in a reading slump even, what I do is I just go and check out a whole lot of that content, and surprisingly what happens is I get motivated because I've listened to 8 books or 9 books being described, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to read at least 5 of them, and I want to read them now. I want to know what happens. So it's a great resource, and I should totally absolutely be using it. Okay, so tip number 6 is essentially, while you make reading a habit, and the other thing that you could do to supplement that is put your phone away. Okay, for that 15 minutes, just keep your phone away. My rule for myself is keep it at arm's length and a little more. I don't want my phone to be like in another room or anything, because then I have to get up and go get it. And who cares? Which lazy person cares for that kind of thing? But the point is that like so if I'm lying on the bed, I'm reading it, I keep it at the edge of the bed, and like I'm like, okay, cool. The idea is that look, at the end of the day, like we're very, very distracted as a generation because there's so much to distract you. The phone is just a big fat distraction pot. And so like, I mean, I play like interior decoration games.
Interior decoration games, yes.
And then I send like Nancy some screenshots saying which one do you like? Do you like the purple color
Which
wall?
couch? Yeah. Which painting? And then I pick and choose.
Yeah, it's really, I'm obsessed. But anyway, the point is like I reach for that like at all points of time. Like if I'm bored, if I'm irritated, if I'm angry, if I'm just twitchy, I will do that, right? And when you're reading, actually there's a lot of focus that goes into it, and sometimes the minute you break focus, it's harder to kind of enter back in.
Yeah.
So just keep your phone away for those 15-20 minutes and you will really, really see the benefits.
Yeah, I think that rhythm is important, right? Like when you're in it and then just like put all of your attention.
The zone.
Into,
Just be in the zone, and the
be
phone.
in the zone.
The phone is a zone killer.
Yeah, that's a good one. Zone killer.
It's a zone killer. Okay, cool. So that's the last tip, but we do have a bonus tip for you, and this is also a tip for Nancy from me with love. So the tip basically is like, if you haven't read a book in a very long time and you want to get back into it, or if you want to read, develop a reading habit, but every time you pick up a book you're bored or it feels tedious or it feels like too much, I would say, I completely understand it, by the way, there's no judgment on that, but I would say try an in-between medium. Try audiobooks. You can actually like listen to somebody tell you the story. It's kind of in between watching the story and reading the story, right? Like one way to think about it. And you can use it very well in time gaps that you have. If you're
Like
not
when
doing
you're
anything
driving.
else. Yeah, like when you're driving.
I've actually never tried audiobooks, but I'm gonna.
Or like when you're cleaning, or when you're doing some organizational type of work. There's like a lot of ways to incorporate an audiobook into your life, and I know a lot of like OG readers will be like, "Chee, what is this audiobook platform? Chee." I mean, it took me a little while to get used to it, but you know, it's a great Kickstarter if you're finding it hard to like actually read.
If you're in a slump, then I guess it's a nice way to sort of get back into the habit as well.
Yeah, and then try it. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
All of these platforms like Storytel and Audible have like 1 month or a couple of months free or whatever, and it's anyway not that super expensive. Try it. If you don't like it, just forget it. It's okay. Like we say, don't. Life is too short.
Yeah.
Don't
Try
try anything you don't want to
everything
do. Yes, that too. Try everything once.
Yeah.
And what did I say? Don't do anything you don't want to
Yeah,
do.
don't.
That's
Yeah,
right.
don't do
Correct.
anything you
Yes.
don't want to do.
We are dropping pearls of wisdom.
Consent
for free.
is important.
Yes. No means no.
Yeah, no means no.
For everything. Even if you're trying to serve me shitty chai that I don't want to have, no means
Consent.
no. Okay? Take your chai back. Okay, so we are here dropping our pearls for free, pearls of wisdom.
Yes.
For free. Okay, that's it. Like, I feel like that's pretty much
Yeah.
all of the wisdom and the tips and the hacks for the reading as well.
The wise curly bookworm, ladies and gentlemen.
And her wise friend.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, cool. So that's about it from us. And do you want to say anything else?
No. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
And that alarm button and all that jazz,
Yeah.
because it really helps the algorithm. And yeah, I just feel like I'm just chatting now. Okay. Bye.
Bye.